another video. I am doing this as a recording. There was a request from my audience, people who were like, yeah, I'm really, really interested in what you're doing. And, you are bringing in this whole new idea of working with the tarot in, achieving and even figuring out and just trying to intuit what your business goals are and life goals too, right? And so someone was like, I would just like to see you do a tarot reading. So I'm going to pop in and do a tarot reading. I'm going to do a reading for myself, really quick, simple. It probably is going to be a 3 card reading. I absolutely can work with spreads. We'll talk about all that stuff in more detail. But I'm just going to pull out some cards and just see what shows up. And just kind of start with a general spread for myself. So okay. You probably are like, what the heck are you talking about? What's going on? Who are you? So before I jump in, my name is Leah Patterson. You probably know who I am, depending on where you're watching this. And I like to consider myself a transformation mentor, an intuitive business strategist. I have been an entrepreneur for a bazillion years, and I've learned so much. And it absolutely is a personal development journey. Business is, and so just the fact that I have courageously continued on the journey. It has given me so many gems of growth and opportunity and knowledge. And so that's what I'm now sharing with my community and helping women specifically, particularly who've dealt with, debilitating anxiety, depression, high functioning anxiety and depression to, like move past that and be able to still achieve their business goals and dreams, still achieve their life goals and dreams. The tarot is a wonderful, wonderful way to get past all of the exterior thoughts and internal voices that cloud our mind, and I love it as an intuitive tool. And so that's what I'm going to be sharing with people, and for the next little bit, and we'll just see how long it goes, right? So, all right. So, I am working with a deck called the Modern Witches Tarot. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is the Modern Witches Tarot. It's a beautiful deck, a nice multicultural deck. I am going to share some videos of just like tarot basics of like, okay, how do you choose decks? How does the tarot work? What's my philosophy of it? I'm going to share some videos with that information real soon, but I just want to, just give you guys a reading and, share with you a reading I'm doing for myself so that you can see kind of how I use the tarot for intuiting kind of like where I am in my business goals, right? So we're going to see what pops up. All right. So I'm going to just ask the general question, like, what do I need to know about my business right now? I'm just going to say, oh, and I love it when you get jumper cards. Who? High Priestess popped out, so we'll talk a little bit about jumper cards. And isn't this a beautiful, beautiful card? If you're a little familiar with the tarot, you know that the different cards can look so different. This is a beautiful High Priestess card, right? Her energy is lovely. But okay, so let me see. Maybe I want to get a little bit more specific. What do I need to know about the next steps in my mentoring journey? There we go. Because I like to consider myself a mentor, not quite a coach, maybe a coach, but a mentor. I'm helping you move along the path. Okay, so let's take it out. Let's see. So I like to shuffle the deck. Let's give myself some quiet time. I thank the universe and my personal team for that's like my grandparents and my great grand uncle, and just the people who passed on, my ancestors that are with me. I thank them for allowing clear messages to come through from the universe, which is my word for God. A lot of people's word for God. So then I like to just cut the deck. And again, my question is, what do I need to know about my next steps for moving my coaching business forward? Ooh, I love this. Okay, so we're going to get to talk about some intense cards. So boom, what do I need to know? Most important thing. what is going to help me. This is a nice little 3 card spread that I like to do. And what do I need to watch out for? Okay. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Okay. These messages are so freaking clear. And that's the thing about the tarot. A lot of times it's just like in your face. It's just like, okay, what you gonna do with this information? All right. So, okay, what do I need to know about my coaching, mentoring business and my next steps? So, this is the death card. Yeah. So, a lot of times that's just a scary card that will scare people and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't want that card. Is someone going to die? No, this card very rarely ever speaks to actual death. We'll talk about that at some point. That's not something that'll come up in a reading that I would ever share in a reading. I believe those messages will come in other ways, and I'm not going to be the one to relay those kind of messages. Oftentimes, what death is talking about, this tarot card is talking about, is the transformation of something. It's like the ending of something. Some things have to die, they have to just melt away in order for the new things to grow. So, this is really the transformation card. This is really about the opportunity for things to grow. So if you look at the symbolism of this card, yeah, you see this person, bugs, but I love being outside. So you see this person that looks like, they've passed away. You see the boat, the river of consciousness, the river of, I see this as like moving to the next thing. There's the opportunity to get on that boat and move to the next thing. You see the people here that are, she can either be, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, begging death. She can either be focusing on, like, okay, I'm begging death not to take this person, or I'm focusing on the blessings that death is bringing, right? This I think this is a carnation, but it's white, and it's a to me it's a flower of, and if we probably could look up this flower, and it actually has this meaning. It's a flower of renewal, of birth, right? And these people are so sad, the children, but then this little girl is presenting a flower to death, so she knows that this is really a good energy, that this is a good energy of transformation and of growth. This child is looking down and sad, so it's that juxtapose of, like, yeah, you could stay really focused on what has to end, what you have to let go of, what is, what just feels like it's the ending, or you could focus on the transformation that is possible, the transformation that is available. And oh, and then one other thing, you see the gates right there. So it's like this person, especially in this particular death card, there is an opportunity to move towards making sure Charlie's okay. Okay, making sure my dogs are all right. To move towards, like, like all of this beautiful opportunity, this new life, right? But you have to get past what feels like the end. All right. And the card that comes up next in terms of what can help me in making the next step is the Star card. Okay, this is one of my favorite cards of the tarot deck, particularly because it is it's the Aquarius card. So it's the card of my astrological sign, zodiac astrological sign, and it's a card of. It's very similar to another card that's called Temperance, of like holding the balance. But really, for me, the Star card is about, it's giving from a full cup, and it's the knowledge that your cup, that if you are connected to source, your cup is always full, so you are giving from a full cup. So really, it's about, okay, how can I tap into knowing that this next step, and the things that I will need to give, and the things that I will need to give up and share, and like, give just keeps coming back, that I'm not giving from my own self, that I'm connected to source, and I'm giving from a full cup, right? And so that's just a beautiful card. I love it's To me, the Star is about um sacrifice that doesn't feel like sacrifice, and like a completely new perspective, right? It's really the completely new perspective. Yeah, and that's what I thought. The Star 13, well, no, it's not the card right after it the star is like the 17th card. So yeah, so there, I think 14, I think is okay. We won't get stuck there. Like I should know these numbers, right? But I've been reading tarot for over 20 years, so I should know the numbers, but I don't. So sometimes I forget. But yeah. So the star is just like this beautiful opportunity. She's completely naked. She's just, because she is herself. She no longer has to put on airs or present any different version of herself. She's just able to just like give purely of herself because she knows that she's connected to source. It's not damaging her in any way to give. She's not losing in any way to give. So even in giving in things that like maybe feel uncomfortable, like sharing truths that feel uncomfortable, like she's not being affected by what's happened by anybody else's any repercussions of that giving, right? All right. And then what to watch out for. Oh, I love this. I love this because it's speaking directly to me. I mean, this is my reading, but it's speaking to some of my natural tendencies. It's the hermit. This is not a time to stay to myself. This is not a time to keep my truths to myself. This is not a time um to not share, like just very practically, this is a time to commune with people, to connect with my tribe, with my community. This is a time to be engaged. This is a time to not just study and isolate myself and do and stay in my lane. This is my time to expand. This is an expansive time amongst the people as opposed to an expansive time within my own self. So this is an externally expansive time as opposed to an internally expansive time. And it's really interesting if you know anything about the nodes. My north node is actually in Libra, so that's what I'm growing into. I'm coming out of a south node in Aries. Where like in my past, if you believe in past lives I was very me focused. This lifetime I'm learning to engage with the people, which is a very interesting thing coming into this world as an Aquarius, because Aquarians do engage with the people, but they engage with the people with a filter. It's like I can engage with like the huge idea, but like sitting down with you one on one, I'm probably going to appear to be quite awkward. So it's an interesting thing, right? So I didn't want this to be too long of a video. My goal was actually to keep it under 10 minutes, but I just wanted to share with you just what a tarot reading is like and how it can specifically help you to figure out what your next steps are and to get deep into it. Like, okay, what are the emotional aspects of what's happening? Yeah, I could say, yeah, my next step is to write up some social media posts, or I need to connect with someone to do some podcast interviews, or I need to do a podcast, or I need to, it could be practical stuff like, oh, I need to set up my LLC or things like that. Yeah, you could be thinking about those kind of things, but like truly the journey of business is an internal journey. It is a personal development growth journey. So when you don't address the emotional side of it, and for people who particularly have struggled or have been challenged with anxiety and depression, if we don't address the emotional side of it head on, that emotional side is going to stop us in our tracks. It's going to cause like stress. It's going to make it just so much harder, right? So if we can address those emotional things on the front end, just the progress we can make in our business is just amazing. So like I've been on this journey for a really long time and I've learned a lot of things, but I'm also still on the journey. So I'm always speaking to myself too. So I hope this has been helpful. Let me know what questions you have. There are going to be other videos, other topics, but I wanted to keep this short. And yeah, so we'll end here. Thank you so much. And I'll be back talking with you very soon.